My name is Judge Jerome Abrams, and I'm an arbitrator, mediator, and special master. I like to think of myself as someone who's both thoughtful and direct when I'm mediating cases. Thoughtful in the sense that I recognize that whatever people feel they need to tell me or express to me, even before we get together, if it's important to them, it should be important to me. The direct portion, what I think of the service that I provide, is that it's not hard for me to be direct. One of the things we've discovered that if you want to find elephants in a room, go to a location where a mediation is being conducted. People have got stuff that they bring with them. Sometimes it's concerns, sometimes it's agendas. I like to make sure that I'm well prepared to address those concerns, to sort of address what their problems are and see if they can get a solution. So in preparing for arbitrations, the one benefit you get of having been a judge for some period of time is you recognize that both sides to the story have to be fully heard, fully understood, and fully appreciated before you can even start thinking about what the right outcome is. But you can't effectively do that unless you know everything that's going on. So what I've come to conclude is that the most important thing in connection with an arbitration is keeping an open mind from start to finish. Quite often people have got a lot of peripheral issues that they take great interest in championing that don't really have an impact on the final outcome. Ultimately, people have to realize when they're arbitrating a case what matters and what doesn't. And you should be all over of everything that matters, and you should also be sophisticated enough and discerning enough to know what doesn't matter. As far as practice areas, I enjoy complicated disputes from beginning to end. And quite often in insurance areas, I've had cases involving wrongful deaths with as many as a half a dozen arising out of the same tragedy. I've dealt with some agricultural stuff, that is agricultural products, sales, commodities trading, construction failures. My international ADR practice primarily comes out of the insurance world. Somebody bought insurance and the insurance company is saying it doesn't apply. The most important aspect, though, of having some background in dealing with international problems is recognizing that they're international. We come to most things as Americans with a real bias about how things should be done. There's a lot of rules in the international world where you have knowledge and comfort about situations, but recognize that every situation is going to be one that has to be tailored to that particular environment if you're not from there initially. So I look forward to those. Again, it kind of follows my pathway of what brings me joy, which is dealing with complicated problems.